Hello friends and family of YouTube. Well, I'm sure you read the title and you know what this video is about. I'm going to talk a little bit about Dave Ramsey. Well, I have spent a lot of time watching many videos of his, and about 98% of the time I agree with him, but I do have something that I feel like he's off on this particular subject. And the subject is, I don't feel that he's very crazy about campers. Let me tell you about the latest video that I watched that is relative to what I'm talking about. And I will leave a link down in the show more. If you look below the video, somewhere down around in there, it says show more. And it will tell you, it'll give you a link. I think somewhere around in there I give my email address and a few other things. But there will be a link and you can watch his video where he talks about this. Somebody calls in or writes in a letter, I don't recall which, but anyway, is a 19-year-old young male, and he just gotten kicked out from his parents' home, and he's starting over on his own. And he is looking at buying a camper, and the camper cost $17,000. Dave gives him the advice that he should not buy a camper, that what he should do is get a roommate and they rent an apartment. Well, I feel personally that rent is a four-letter word that I do not typically use. It's not in my vocabulary. Now, Dave is a millionaire and I'm not. You can see behind me how I live. That is my garage. I have a 14-foot camper. I grow a lot of my own foods. I'm not a very wealthy man. If you want to take advice on how to be wealthy, more than likely he's going to be the better candidate for the job than myself. Although I do feel like anybody can be wrong no matter how great they are at what they do, I feel like he is wrong in this particular situation. He's telling this young man again that he needs to rent somewhere. He does not need to buy a camper. Now, I feel like there is good advice in that and there's bad advice in that. I believe Dave did not want the young man to get a loan on the camper, and he also talked about camper being a depreciating asset. So as I mentioned, I have a very small camper. It's only 14 foot long. You can see all of it in the in this particular camera shot. Now, I want to tell you why I am proud to own this depreciating asset. Years ago, I had been doing some accounting of my own, and I discovered that doing a lot of travel, I was spending a lot of money in hotels. In just 1 month of back when I was doing a lot of traveling, just 1 month alone, I had spent $750 on cheap hotels. This camper behind me, the payment on it was somewhere around $150, $160, something like that. Wasn't a whole lot. But just the first month that I owned this camper, I had already saved about $300. And I was making payments on it, so as some people say, you are a slave to the bank or whatever if you're making payments. Well, yes, that is true. But also, as you're making payments and you're going to own this, you get to depreciate it. So you are getting to use that when you do your taxes. So there is another way that you are saving money. So I made payments on this camper for right at 4.5 years. And once I got it paid off, now I don't have to make payments anymore. I just got back from taking a 12-day trip in this camper. If I would have gotten the nearest hotel on that same stay, it would have been $75 a day. Now, you can do the math on it. This is paid for. I own this. I own it. I do not rent it. I do not believe in renting anything. Well, I say anything. Here's the kind of things you rent. You rent a carpet shampooer. You rent a concrete mixer. You rent some specialized equipment that you are not going to use again. Anything outside of that, I like to own it. I'm not a millionaire. Dave Ramsey's a millionaire. This Dave is not. My neighbor picked a great time to run a chainsaw, didn't he? Well, I do feel that Dave is right a little bit when it comes to campers. A lot of people do buy campers and they use them 1 to 2 times a year, 4 days, maybe 6 days total a year, and they are paying thousands and thousands of dollars. Not to mention they probably went out and bought a larger truck to pull it with, again spending even more thousands of dollars on something that will depreciate. And after about 5 years or so, of maybe even less, of them spending lots of money on it, they discover they don't use it as much as they thought they would, and they sell it, and they do lose money because it is a depreciating asset. I will agree with that, but I do feel like in this particular situation, Dave was a little wrong. So that's my food for thought. Y'all leave down in the comments what you think about it. Was Dave Ramsey correct, or Dave's RV channel correct? Y'all leave your food for thought. I'd love to hear it. And I'd like to hear Dave Ramsey if he's got anything he would like to say, either agreeance or contradicting what I have said. Again, he's a millionaire and I'm not. I'm okay with that. I'm cool with my life. It's turned out the way I want it to, and it's gonna continue that way. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I hope to see y'all again real soon. Comments, don't forget. See y'all. Bye-bye.